Our first guest is my friend Tre Stewart. He's a comedian and thought leader. Hello, Trey. Welcome.
Hey,
Good
hey,
to
good to
see
be
you.
here. Okay, how's it going? Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you for coming. I mean, I had you on specifically because you and I have talked a lot about this, and I know you have a joke about being politically homeless.
Yeah. I think you mean politically unhoused.
Yes.
You don't want to get canceled. I don't know if we have any woke people
I
joining us.
mean, I don't, is canceling still a thing anymore? It doesn't feel like that's real.
No, thank God the Me Too era is over.
Yeah. How did you become, where did you start, Trey? How did you become like a politically homeless person? Were you always just give us a little insight into where you're coming from.
Pretty much. I'm from Detroit, and so I think my journey started with. I mean, when you're a young black kid in Detroit, it's kind of hard not to be an Obama guy, right? I mean, they
Mhm.
told me this guy was black and he cared about me, so I was like, okay, cool. And then, why not? It makes sense. But then, stuff happened like Flint, Michigan. I don't know if you remember, but they had their
Yeah.
water get poisoned.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I remember, I thought, okay, well, Obama, he's going to do something about this. And I remember he just flew to Flint, did nothing, but he did drink the water. So I think that made a lot of people feel better, but it didn't make me feel better. And I think that was the first crack in my like
Mm.
disillusionment with the Democrats.
And then were you a Bernie bro? Like, did you be when you became disillusioned with the Democrats? I know we've talked about this before too. Were you a Bernie bro for a little bit?
Yeah. I guess I'm still a part of that, which it's a big the Bernie to Trump pipeline
It's
is
real.
it's real and it's a big thing. I mean, Bernie went on, I don't know if you saw he went on Andrew Schultz
Yeah.
podcast, and they talked about that. Yeah, Schultz just told Bernie to his face, a lot of us supported you, and when you got screwed over by the DNC, instead of fighting back like we all wanted to see, he just kind of, was like, okay, I'll endorse Hillary Clinton, which
Mhm.
I think that's when I realized, okay, I can't really get emotionally involved. Even I still agree with a lot of the policies, by the way. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think people should go bankrupt from healthcare
Mhm.
and stuff like that. But as far as liking a guy, I just can't emotionally get involved with anybody at this point.
Do you think that it the like horseshoe theory kind of Bernie to Trump pipeline is that populism? What do you attribute that to?
Yeah, I think it is populism. I think
Mhm.
it's people on both sides felt like the establishment were not talking about the needs of the people, right? Like, and credit to Republicans, they let their populist candidate get the nomination, even though they didn't want to. And I
Right.
remember they were trying to stop Trump, but
Yeah.
ultimately, remember that? Yeah, they
Yeah.
were, Trump was just taking them down one by one, which was great.
Even at the Republican convention right before he got the nomination, wasn't there some kind protest and they were trying to stop it even then?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
vaguely remember. They did
yeah, they
try, you're
were. Yeah,
right.
they
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 were
tried,
not
but they
happy.
didn't. Credit to Republicans, they didn't. And then that's what made me disillusioned with the Democrats. It's like they suck so bad they would rather lose than let the guy who could say what you will, even if you disagree with Bernie's politics and you don't like the guy, he did represent populism on the left,
Right.
like 1,000%. And so instead of letting those two guys duke it out, they like pretty much just silenced the whole wing of their
Hmm.
own party. Like the progressives, they said, nope, you're not going to do it. And then AOC was a letdown. Like, you know what I mean? They're going around now with the rallies, and it just doesn't make any sense. Like, why are we supporting the same people who screwed you over? They
But
never
don't you
explained that.
but don't you think I have this joke like you don't drain the swamp drains you. I feel like even Elon
Yeah.
is confronting this reality right now. Like poor Elon, you really thought you could change things, didn't you? And now you're
Yeah.
real. But what's interesting to me too is I feel like the Republicans might run up against their own little Bernie moment where I think a lot of people
Mm.
did vote for the change. They know that something needs to change. They know that we can't keep expanding the government, and if things don't change and they pretty much stay the same, and what Don't you
Yeah,
think there will be a whole new wing of people coming from the right that are completely disillusioned? It's going to be
it's
the
a
Bernie
vicious
Bros being
cycle.
like, "Welcome, MAGA."
Yeah,
One of us, one of us.
exactly. It's a vicious cycle. That's why
Yeah.
it's funny when watching all these people, all of the MAGA people get happy about Trump because, in my experience, anytime you're happy about any politician, it's just a countdown until they let you down. Honestly, I mean, with the spending bill, Trump's big beautiful bill. You see that?
I love that it's called the Big Beautiful Bill because it is so Trump. It's so
Yeah,
Donald Trump. Yeah,
yeah,
there's been a lot. I feel like Elon's really resigned. People are torching his Teslas. He put his name out there. He put a lot of money out there. He's got Doge out there making recommendations, and then they don't vote on really any of them to codify any of these recommendations at all. And
yeah,
then they go, "Hey, why is everyone mad at us? Like, hey, we need to do this for the people." And I saw Justin Amash kind of going after Marjorie Taylor Greene, and he was like, "You are one of these people."
yeah.
And now you're going, "We're trying to find the guy that did this," looking around. Everyone in politics and media right now is wearing a banana costume, looking around, going, "We're trying to find the guy that did this."
Yeah, yeah,
You
that
guys.
great, yeah, what's his name? Tim, what's his name?
Oh,
Robinson.
yeah. And
Yeah,
the
that great
meme.
meme.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's my
you're right.
favorite
Yeah,
meme.
they're like, we got to figure out who keeps increasing the debt. And it's like the politics. It's like, what are you talking about? Like, it's
Yeah.
you.
It's not
You
us.
keep right. We're not none of us are doing anything. We're just trying to, pay for eggs. But it's funny because you vote for Democrats, they don't really say they're going to handle the debt. Then you vote for Republicans who say we're going to handle the debt, and they increase the debt
Right.
systematically. Every Republican has
Every
a. So
and
it's just I don't
Democrat.
know. Yeah, I don't know what we're, but I don't even know what we're doing at this point.
They don't want us
You
to
know,
know this though. They
yeah,
don't no one wants us to they'd rather have everybody like MAGA, commies fighting against each other and not being like, "Hey, why are you mother effers increasing the debt no matter who it is in power every
yeah,
time, devaluing our money and enriching yourselves like no matter who it
exactly.
is." Do you think that a lot of people were upset about the kind of swap in, the just no choice again? They swapped in Kamala when Biden clearly was not capable of running. Do you
Oh
feel like
yeah,
people were mad about that?
yeah. Well, because you can't. And again, this was covered like this was great because Schultz talked to Bernie to his face. So you don't really get to see Bernie or any of these liberals answer tough questions.
Yeah,
They kind of stick to themselves. Now they're starting to see that if they want to win elections, they have to step outside of their bubble, and go to what do they call it? The manosphere, the podcast brosphere, whatever
whatever
they
they
call
call
it.
it.
Yeah. But it's like you got to go there. And that was a question Andrew said was like, we haven't had a real election since '08, since Obama.
Right.
And so people felt that. They felt it with Bernie twice. And then
Yeah.
so Kamala was like a smack in the face. It's like how also it doesn't make any sense. Why would you give us if let's say Donald Trump is a threat to democracy? That's what they
Right.
said. That's the premise. Let's say, okay, fine. If I agree with your premise, why would you put up the worst candidate ever? No, Kamala
Right.
couldn't even win her own state. That's who you go with?
As a man, do you if I'm allowed to call you that, do you have what was your kind of feeling about the Democrats over the past decade? I talked about the video they put out there and a lot of the way that they talked about men. How are you feeling about things?
Well, I think they have lost men. It's very clear that they have. And not to assume my own gender, but as a man, I think I can. I think I can
How
speak
dare you
for.
assume your own gender?
I know. No, they've lost men, and I think that they. I've got a couple of ideas how they can get them back.
Okay, let's
You
hear
know.
it.
Well, a couple of my tips. First, they can start and identify what a man is because
Mm-hmm.
they have very much. They have a lot of trouble trying to identify what gender people are. So I think if they can, that's the biggest hurdle. But once we all can agree and identify on what a man is, we can move to step two, which I think would be embrace masculinity.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I mean, they throw the words like toxic masculinity, but it's like you cannot push people away, call them racist, call them toxic, and then and then wonder why we didn't vote for you. You know, what I mean, it's like that doesn't work. It's like you're not gonna neg me into
Yeah.
voting for your candidate. It's like you have to like, and plus masculinity is not bad. Like we bring different things to the table. You know, like everybody loves to. Is this can I curse on this or is this a family
Sure.
show?
No, no, no. I mean, it's
Okay.
family-ish, but we're
All
cursing.
right, I'll keep it PG-13. But everybody loves to you know uh to dismiss masculinity until it's time to change a tire.
Right.
It's like there are certain things that men bring to the table. And you know what I'm shocked at? I don't understand how they didn't get men with such manly candidates as Tim Walz. Do you remember that
Yeah, that too.
guy?
And David Hogg. They're like, you know
Yeah.
what? We have a man problem, so we're gonna trot out Tim Walz and David Hogg.
The two I mean, yeah, that's what I think of as a man. You ever notice how come when Dems put women at the top of the ticket, they always choose a weak man named Tim. Hillary did the same thing,
Oh
right?
yeah,
But
you're right.
what is that? Is it in the contract or something? Like, what was that other guy's? Tim, not Walls. Tim, I can't remember, but it was Tim.
I've eternally sunshined that entire election from my spotless mind.
People in the
Yeah.
comments are saying Kane.
Tim Kaine.
Kane. Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you, comments.
exactly. Yeah, Tim Kane.
We can always
You
count on
know,
the commentators to know the answer. They're faster than AI.